In the last video, we saw few lessons from the book Science of Getting Rich. If you haven't seen that video yet, please click on this link or check the link in the description box below. In this video, we will see the remaining lessons from this book. Let's find out. According to author, the most important signs in becoming rich is the certain way and being creative. We'll talk about these in detail. Let's start with certain way. Author further divides this into think in a certain way, act in a certain way. Think in a certain way. It is obvious that the moment you have decided to become rich, you will first start thinking to do something to become rich. It means every action begins with a thought. It greatly depends on how you think, your action will correspond to it. It is very important that you think in the right way so that you can take the right actions. This right way is what's called the certain way by the author. Now, in the last video, we saw that there is one supreme power which responds to the needs of man. Author continues and says, this supreme power also responds to our thoughts. Only when you start thinking in a certain way, the supreme power will respond to you and you can start taking actions on it. This certain way should be unique to what you can do and what's possible for you to do. For example, if there is something that people always wanted and you could think of a way to fulfill that, it's called a certain way of thinking. Similarly, you've thought of an idea which made people's work easier, save time and money. That's certain way of thinking. We live in a thought world, which is a part of a thought universe. Whatever materialistic things that you see around you might be first only a thought of some person. Apple, Amazon, PayPal, Uber, Byju's, all these just started with a thought. The creators thought in a certain way and acted upon it. Similarly, you can also do it. In fact, everybody can do it if they start thinking in a certain way. A man's way of doing things is the direct results of the way he thinks about things. Author wants us to believe in this statement. Man can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thoughts upon formless stuff, can cause the things he thinks about to be created. He further explains that when you want to get something, hold the image of that thing on your mind. Think positively that it is being made or it's on its way to you. Claim as it is already yours. Then start acting to get what you thought. You will definitely get it. If you are poor now, and if you keep thinking of being poor, you will never become rich. You need to start thinking of what could make you rich in a certain way. So, it's time that you should start changing your thinking and come out of the shell. Once you start thinking in a certain way, then you need to act in a certain way. After you have thought of doing something in a certain way to become rich, then you need to act in a certain way. Thinking in a certain way will bring riches to you, but you must not rely upon thought alone, paying no attention to personal action. Man must not only think, but his personal action must supplement his thought. Without taking actions, you can make no change. If thinking shows you the way, then action will take you to the destination. Without taking actions, if you only keep on thinking, then you will never reach the destination. This is the crucial point in the science of getting rich, right here, where thought and personal action must be combined. The way you act must be in a unique way that will lead you towards riches. Those who do things in this certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich, while those who do not do things in this certain way, no matter how hard they work or how able they are, remain poor. You might have heard, How you say is more important than what you say. Similarly, taking actions is more important than only thinking. Remember, by thought, the thing you want is brought to you. By action, you receive it. Creative and not competitive. To be creative and not competitive is the next step towards getting rich. If you have thoughts in your mind that you need to compete with others in order to become rich, then it's time to change it. Author says, in order to become rich, you need to be creative and not competitive. You must get rid of the thought of competition. You are to create and not to compete for what is already created. In order to become rich in a scientific and certain way, you must rise entirely out of the competitive thought. You need to start thinking creatively. Being creative means that your business or idea should give more value to the customers rather than only material. Why giving value to your customers is very important. It is because if it doesn't give any value to him, then no matter how good the material is, nobody will buy it. For example, selling smartphones in a remote village will give no value to them, so nobody will buy it. Rather, you need to sell bicycles, agricultural materials, etc., which they can use, which will bring more value to them. The point is that you need to figure out what people want and accordingly be creative rather than competing with others. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, thought what could make payment system easy and safe. This was in the year 1998 because at that time making payment was a lengthy process and could take days. His thought of creating a new payment system gave birth to PayPal. Now, PayPal is used widely as a payment gateway because it gives more value to customers. This is how you need to think and act in a certain way and be creative. In India, we have several e-learning apps for students, but still, Byju's is widely liked and used by students than any other app because their creative way of teaching using visualization brings more value to students as compared to others. Similarly, you need to be creative in order to become rich. Remember, creativity is limitless. There is never an end for being creative. So far, we learned that it is important to think and act in a certain way along being creative to become rich. I personally would combine both and say it as think and act in a creative way. For me, this looks more energetic. Did you like it? Comment and let me know. There are many more useful principles in this book which we should learn. If you would like to learn all the principles, please buy the book through the link in the description box below. Let's summarize the whole book. There is enough for everybody in this universe. It is your right to be rich. There is one supreme power which responds to the needs of man. Be grateful for what you have. You will get what you want. You can only get what is yours by giving the other man what is his. By thought, the thing you want is brought to you. By action, you receive it. Think and act in a creative way. Hope this video helped you to learn the science of getting rich. Please like the video and share it with your friends and family. Thank you for subscribing to SmartnSuper. Remember, you are important. Thank you.